Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution written by James Madison, which was a response to states calling for greater constitutional protection of individual liberties. The Bill of Rights provided certain inalienable personal rights that provided and protected each citizen from abuses from the government. The First Amendment of the Bill of Rights prohibits legislature impeding the establishment of free exercise of religion, the abridging of the freedom of speech, infringing on freedom of press, interfering with the right to peacefully protest and assemble, or prohibiting governmental redress of grievances is strictly prohibited by the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights. Separation of church and state is an understanding of the Establishment Clause and Free Exercise Clause protected under the First Amendment, limiting the power of the federal government in regards to religion, thus ensuring freedom and establishment of religion. The Second Amendment of the Constitution states a well-regulated militia necessary to the security of the state should not infringe upon the right of the people to keep and bear arms. The amendment supports the right of the people and citizens to bear arms, protecting individual gun ownership. Under the Third Amendment of the Bill of Rights, no soldier shall, in time of peace or war, be quartered in a civilian's house without the consent of the owner, which was in response to the British soldiers taking over colonial houses during the Revolutionary War. Under the Fourth Amendment of the Bill of Rights, the right of the people to be individually secure in their homes pertains to unreasonable searches and seizures, which shall not be executed under probable cause, but only under a substantial warrant. Under the Fifth Amendment of the Bill of Rights, no person shall be held to answer and respond for capital and infamous crime, unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases deriving in land or naval forces, or in actual service during war. Any person should not be subject to the same crime twice or be twice put in jeopardy. They should not be compelled to act as a witness against oneself, preventing self-incrimination, hence the term pleading the fifth, or be deprived of life, liberty, or prosperity under due process of law. Also under the Fifth Amendment, under the Taking Clause, there's a limitation of the power of eminent domain by requiring just compensation to be paid of private property taken by public use. So the owner of the private property taken by the government is compensated and duly paid. Also under the Fifth Amendment, there's a due process clause dealing with administration of justice and acts as a safeguard from arbitrary denial of life, liberty, or prosperity by the government outside the sanction of law. This protection extends to all governmental proceedings, civil or criminal in nature, from parole to violent crimes. The concept of double jeopardy stems from the Fifth Amendment, which prohibits the government from prosecuting individuals more than once and imposing more than one single punishment for an offense. It states that no person shall be subject for the same offense twice to be put in jeopardy for life and limb twice. Right of an attorney is guaranteed in the Sixth Amendment, where if you're convicted of a crime and are present in the court, you are allowed to have an attorney to protect you from false accusations and provide an attorney if you're unable to afford one. The concept of fair, speedy, and public trial by a jury of your peers is present in all criminal prosecutions and is afforded to the accused defendant. In all criminal prosecutions, the criminal shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district where the crime is committed. In all criminal prosecution cases, you can confront your accuser under the Confrontation Clause, which is the right to have a face-to-face confrontation with the witness who is offering testimonial evidence against the defendant in the form of cross-examination. The concept of trial by jury guarantees jury trial for civil cases in federal courts. In court cases, the Constitution prohibits cruel and unusual punishment deemed too excessive, causing excessive suffering, pain, or humiliation to the victim. The rights retained by the people states certain rights shall not be construed to deny others. The reserved power of the states states all powers not granted to the federal government remain in the states, granted by the Constitution. The Bill of Rights is a very important article crucial to the well-being and establishment of our country by limiting governmental role and giving citizens certain rights the government cannot infringe upon.